like just pinch yourself like, damn, I'm in the NBA?
Pretty much every day, to be
really
honest. Like because this is something, like I said, I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember, and like to get to go to the gym and like, you're playing with the best of the best,
man,
in the world, like with the best coaching staffs, like the best facilities. It's for
in
me,
the world.
like loving in the world. Yeah, for me, like loving basketball as much as I do. It is the top of the top, and that's a dream.
Realest podcast on the planet, JNP.
We are back. Tom Welsh single-handedly just saved the podcast. One of these mics we thought went out, and then he does his little trickery and figures out it's one cord going out. I was stressed.
Where there's a will, there's a way. We got a lot of will here, folks.
You're grabbing the mic like you're about to lay down 32.
I'm always ready. We're in the studio, man. We can make something happen. We played some Zach Brown band in here. I'm feeling good.
Bro. The Zach Brown band had me feeling a little more at ease. I was a little stressed this wasn't about to happen, but thank God for your technical background. We made it in here. So thanks for coming, dog.
For sure. Thanks.
I
for
appreciate you,
no,
of course. We're out hooping back at our high school this weekend. We were running it in there a little bit.
5-0? It wasn't even close in some of those games.
I was talking all that shit, but
course.
I had you on my team, so it makes it so much easier when I'm with the big fella running out there talking my smack.
That's a tandem. That is a 1-2 punch right there if I've ever seen it.
That
was fun.
No, that's a lot of fun, bro. So you still enjoy doing that, even though like I was worried you weren't wearing no ankle braces. No.
Come on. It's just fun. Like that's what I've really enjoyed about basketball the most. It's like the people you meet, the relationships you build, and to be able to go back to my high school and play with my boys.
Yeah,
that was all I could ask for.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And the younger guys were like, oh my god, he's in the NBA. Do you get a lot of that now? Like people looking at you a little different?
Not really, to be honest, which I kind of like.
Yeah,
it's cool to like. Because I've definitely seen situations. I kind of got at UCLA a little bit where it was just like. I don't know, people just don't see you as being like a regular person. They see you for like the front and for kind of what, with media and just everything surrounding the game, you don't really get viewed in the same light. So yeah, it's kind of nice, I think, sometimes just to be a normal guy.
And you're such a normal dude too. It's the crazy part, like you, especially wearing I was a little bummed you didn't pull up in the Zach Brown band tee, but you did pull up in the flip flops.
Yes.
So it's good. UCLA, you're a UCLA legend. That's what they don't. That's what they don't tell you. What were those? I was looking up a statistic. You're like third all time in what? What is it?
Rebounds. I was
third all time for UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It was a pretty cool stat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think it's only Bill Walton and Kareem are above me.
Oh
so
my God!
They got me beat, but I think it's a pretty cool thing to be up there, especially for rebounds, because that's how you win games is get on the glass. My dad always preached that to me, so he emphasized the importance of it, and I tried to follow through. And he always told me a coach will never get mad at you for rebounding too much, so I try to take that to heart.
Bro, you really do that. Even when we're playing pickup on Sundays at Loyola,
trying to get it out and push, get a little, point center.
We're letting you bring it up a little bit. You shot a few threes. You're shooting threes now, yeah?
Yeah. It's been feeling great.
That's in the repertoire?
Years when I started. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's feeling good. It's coming along. It's definitely the biggest thing I think is just comfort and confidence with it, because, it's still a jump shot, but of course it's just 5 feet further than a mid-range, so it's just getting used to that. But yeah, I think from my junior to senior year at UCLA is when I took that step and started shooting threes consistently. So it's definitely there's an adjustment period at first, and the NBA line with it being an extra 3 feet back compared to the college line was of course another little adjustment. But I feel like it's coming along. I'm getting really comfortable with it. So. And it's good because that's kind of the way the NBA is shifting.
100%.
So it's just good skill to develop. Definitely.
Stretch 5.
Of course.
How many career threes you made? Do you know?
Career?
Yeah.
I think I made 40 something.
40 in college?
Yeah.
You made 40 threes.
Yeah, I think it was a little over 40.
Oh my God.
You gotta fact check.
I might fact check you really,
crazy.
really quick.
After all we've been through, Johnny Level Podcast, this guy
the
is
JNP.
He's checking the stats on me.
Tom Welsh career threes.
I'm pretty sure.
That's NBA. You made 3? NBA
for
threes?
The Nuggets, I did. Yeah.
This year?
Uh-huh.
Where the fuck was I at?
I made 2 against the Clippers in LA, actually.
No, you didn't.
Yep.
Oh my God!
It's
All
2
that
for
pops up
5
is
that
3.
game.
These UCLA stats are a little. You're lucky they're not as readily available. But I'm not going to take a
You
deep
can find
dive.
them. I'm sure they're somewhere.
Man, I didn't know you made 43s in a year or 2 years.
One season, yeah.
And you made 3 NBA threes.
Yeah.
You weren't hitting them like that on Sunday.
That's crazy. That is
My bad,
crazy.
that's
We
it.
were team. If it'd be different if we were on different teams, but we were teammates. Like,
I'm trying to get my assists up.
man, I mean, I don't. That's true.
Come
That's
on,
true.
man.
I got you assist on the other play, like the lobs. Lobs was working. Threes.
Lobs was working.
Yeah.
I tried to throw you that one off the glass.
The full court. Oh yeah.
Hit the
I
ceiling.
love where your head's at.
Hit the
Execution.
ceiling.
Execution was poor though. Not
You got to reward him for running the floor. That's what my pops always told
True.
me. Reward the
True.
big fella. Keeps him running.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. So how's Denver been?
Great.
You're really, really living out there now.
It's a beautiful city. It's been a lot of fun. It is different, though, of course, with growing up in Redondo Beach and then going to UCLA and now living, obviously,
Bet.
in the Midwest a little bit there. It's a completely different ballgame, but, I mean, I've loved it. Going through my first true winter was different. Had to buy a whole new set of clothes and hunker down a little bit, but it was nice. And I think at the same time, too, it, like, really helped me to appreciate, like, my time here in LA. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
this time I get back at home, I've been trying to go to the beach every day and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great city. It's been awesome out there.
A few things off that. Number one, Denver, not the Midwest, is it?
I was thinking
You
that
said
when I
Midwest.
said it. I don't know if it is the Midwest, but it's like I don't know what I would call it. But
And number two, where do you buy clothes at? Like,
online, usually,
you have to, right?
yeah,
You got to find like one brand that you like, and then
just roll with it. Because I mean, that's the thing. Like you can across brand sizes vary so much. Like
Yeah.
you could get like an XLT or something, a completely different company by company or jean sizes, like in terms of width and everything. Like it is kind of a challenge, but I'm starting to figure it out.
But you just wear the Nuggets gear half the time, huh?
every now and then, yeah.
Yeah, I bet, man. Damn. So how was draft day? How was that night for you?
Man, that
'Cause
was. Go for what
you were at your house, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get invited to that, but
You were not here, dude. You would have had the invite had you been able to make it. But man, yeah, it was just my family, some high school coaches, a couple old teammates from Loyola, and yeah, I mean, it was a special moment. Like, because I mean, that's one thing. Like, of course, it's something that I mean, everyone whoever has played basketball kind of dreams about, and to be able to see that happen and have people I care about be around. I mean, it was special. But it was funny just how it kind of worked because. So with the draft, I think it's got like a 5-hour window on ESPN, and the first round takes a lot longer than the second round. Like, because they'll show the highlights and they'll go really into depth, which is rightfully so. I mean, that's understandable for the setup like that. But so yeah, the first 4 hours were dedicated to the first round, and then it's just taking super long. I'm just like, man, like I was hoping that I'd get more information going into it. I was just kind of like just sitting there waiting, just being nervous because obviously you don't know what's going to happen. Then the second round comes around, and they're just flying through picks. Like, 'cause with an hour to make 30 picks, I mean, like the clock is ticking every selection,
through,
and just nerves were super high. But to have it happened with the Nuggets, I think it couldn't have been a better fit, and it was just a great way to finish the night.
Yeah. So are you waiting like by your phone the whole night? It's kind of like for your agent to call, or like what's that process like?
Pretty much,
Because that's got to be torture.
Oh yeah.
It's like, because you're not sure you're gonna get drafted, right?
No idea. Yeah,
And you got to be confident.
I remember I called, like I tried to talk to him that morning. I was like, hey, is there like any sort of anything really, like any sort of information? He's like, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, you got to play it by ear, and it's usually not something that happens until super late. So yeah, I was hoping for like just some sort of like any inclination, but it was like just kind of, which was fun to like just let it ride and see what happens. And because I knew even if I didn't get drafted, like I'd still just try to continue to be me and work hard and see what comes of it. But I mean, yeah, like I said, Denver is an incredible place to have been able to play this past season.
Man, I remember back in sophomore year math class, I'd be like, cause you were getting, that's when like people were starting to like, teams were starting to call you, like Stanford, Cal, like all these different teams, and that like you wouldn't give me anything, but I'd be trying to be like, T, where we leaning, T? Be like, just gotta keep working, just gotta keep working.
Never change, man.
That's
the thing.
You
the
have really
got to be the same,
not switched up at all.
It's important. It's definitely important. But that's right, man. That what was that? That was honors algebra 2. Is that what that was? Whew.
Judy Delamico,
Man, shout out,
big shout out, a legend. But yeah, so we came a long way, man. And we were even in middle school.
That's right. Yeah. When
American Martyrs was
whooped
busting your
y'all.
ass.
Okay.
Let's
Let's check the stats on that. Let's look up. Let's look up the box.
You definitely never beat us. You
I
definitely
don't
never
know
beat.
about that.
But anyways, that was before you could even like. You were tall, but you were not catching the ball like.
Well,
No disrespect.
100%,
No
you're
disrespect.
right.
But you were like, I don't know. You just came such a long way, bro. And like to see your growth through middle school, like from middle school. I didn't really know you then, but we were playing against you. Like, oh, that guy's tall, but like, he doesn't want this work. You know, like, come on.
Right, yep.
Come on,
Here
point
we
God
go.
over here.
Oh yeah.
But no, man, just this like, so what keeps you going like through that progression, like that whole period? Because even freshman year, you were solid, but then sophomore year, you started like really being like, oh shit, like he's coming to play now.
I think it's just love of the game.
Yeah.
It was something that, I've always been extremely passionate about. And when you want to get out there and put in the extra work and find different ways to get better, different avenues of improvement, like you're bound to find it in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of something my parents always preached to my brothers and I, and
Yeah.
something we've always just tried to follow through with, whether it's basketball or any other area of our lives. But like I said, just love the game since I picked up a ball at around 5 or 6 and just kind of been rolling with it and been working at it ever since.
Yeah, you gotta love it to be in the NBA and play pickup with your boys on a Sunday. Like you just got to, and I love that about you. That energy, I just feed off it, bro. I feed off it. But yeah, UCLA. What was it? Because you were like, we were talking about it a bit, but you were a little celebrity over there.
Yeah,
I remember like all my friends that went to UCLA, like, Tom Welsh? I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I think I
Yeah.
stand out. I'm just very tall. People like they see me because I'm very tall compared to everybody
How
else.
often do people ask how tall you are?
Oh, every day. Every day.
How many times a day?
That's the thing. Like if I really go to like a very public place, it'll be incessant.
How do you just like isn't that get annoying?
I think at first it kind of was, but like at a certain point it becomes the norm, I think, like because it's just
It's just
the way
it's just your reality.
Like,
yeah.
like there's nothing I can do about it. Like I wouldn't try to hide it, or like,
Yeah.
if you ask me, I'm going to answer it. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of it just becomes second nature at a certain point, I think.
Yeah, bro, you're up there. 7'1" now officially?
Maybe a little above. I think maybe 7 feet barefoot, maybe 7 with shoes.
But you're playing in shoes, so we'll take 7'1".
You're right. Yeah.
Dang, man. But summer league was good. Just you're just back out of Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a process, right? You said you were there like 2.5 weeks.
It was like I think it's like 10, 12 days. But it's a good deal. It was
That's a long time to be in Vegas.
long
though.
time to be in Vegas. Not my type of place personally, but it was fun. Like it's a great opportunity, great to get up and down out there, and
Yeah.
of course with all the NBA teams being there, and it's just a great opportunity, I think, for young guys in this league and guys trying to prove like the progress they've made in their games to have a chance to play in professional systems and play at a high level. So that's kind of the way I looked at it and just gave them the best shot.
So how different is the feel from? You're a year through now, but maybe you can speak on it better. Like the feel from UCLA to the league.
Yeah.
Like how different is the game? Speed of the game.
That's the
I
thing.
hear a lot of people talk about it, but just
Just speed of the game.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah. In terms of just like windows for decision making, like if you're not, proactively making your reads while you're going into a situation, you're in bad shape. Like, because with the length and athleticism of defenders across the league, like, you got to be ready. So that's the biggest thing, just speed of the game.
And everybody's an alien in the league. Like,
For sure,
the most disproportional wingspans of anybody. Like, even Steph Curry, he's like 6'3". I think he has like a 6'8" wingspan. It's like that's not normal.
No.
Like that at all.
Yeah.
Like that shit is crazy. And it's the best of the best, man. That's insane. It's like, where do you see like your ideal career? What does that look like for you? Like,
I just want to play for as long as I can. That's kind of the way I look at it. I don't know. Like with the business of basketball, you never really know. Like, in terms of longevity, and with certain teams or situations, like, it's fickle. As you'd expect from a professional sport. So for me personally, my goal is to play for as long as I can, contribute to teams, and hopefully win a lot of games. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just trying to make the most of it while I can.
Couple rings on there.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So
yeah, man. So what like outside of hoop drives you, or is it just singular focus? Like outside of basketball, like what do you like to do? Because you need something to like calm yourself down a little bit.
Yes.
And I know the Zach Brown band stays in the AirPods.
Exactly. I've been teaching myself how to play the guitar again.
Wow.
It's been fun. Yeah, I played
Ladies.
a little bit.
Y'all hear that one?
Know? A little, no. Like, so I played a little bit like through middle school. It was never like anything too advanced, but I mean, just have some free time now and just picked up the guitar and kind of rolled with it. But it's coming along really well, which has been encouraging. It started slow, but it's just one of those things I think you just get more comfortable with over time.
You taking lessons or just
online YouTube videos?
Wow.
Yeah. So, but it's actually coming along really well. So it's been fun. I've been reading a lot too. There's probably the two big things I like to do because it's tough, I think, with the schedule, just in terms of like because like after practice, like I'll just be tired. I won't like want to go and I want to get a little bit of rest. So it's good to like just to be doing something that's productive while still like getting rest and recovering for practice the next day. So
because that's the thing with hoop. You do too much, you'll burn yourself out
for sure. Especially with the NBA season.
At some point, it's
2 games plus playoffs.
Exactly. At some point, it's just diminishing returns if you're eating the weights all day or like just
for sure. No.
Yeah. So what books you read? You said you're reading.
Yeah.
A scholar, a gentleman, and a scholar, ladies.
Man, a little bit of everything. That's the thing. Like I think at UCLA, like it was tough to find time to like for reading for pleasure, like with basketball and travel and homework on top of it all. Like so, I'm really just trying to like find different avenues and find different books I like. But yeah, just trying to switch it up every now and then. I just read this book called Living with a Steal, which the owner of the Atlanta Hawks wrote it. It's about this Marine named David Goggins who lives in with him. And it's really an encouraging story. I really like that.
What's like the premise of it?
So basically, he finds this Navy SEAL, David Goggins, who I guess he just takes a strong interest in after seeing him. So what he did is, David Goggins, a SEAL, he like picked the 5 or 10 like most difficult like ultra triathlons or ultra marathons.
Yeah, he was a sicko.
Yeah, so I think it was like to raise money for a charity for like families of SEALs who had like passed away in battle or whatever the situation may have been, which is an incredible cause.
Right.
But like he would single-handedly do these marathons. Like there was one they mentioned in the book. It was like a 24-hour run with like, and typically guys would come with like teams of like 10 people, like, and then just break up the run by like 20-minute segments, but he single-handedly ran 24 hours just nonstop. I guess they said too he had nothing but like a bottle of water and crackers. Like everyone else has like these incredible like power bars and Gatorades and like all these stuff to like help them keep going. But I mean, to be able to do something like that was, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. But basically the premise was him just like coming into his house and putting him through these extreme workout programs. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's a very, I think, heartfelt book, and I definitely recommend it for anyone just looking for a good book to read.
I love that. Yeah. Have you seen David Goggins on Joe Rogan's podcast?
No. Is he on there?
Yeah. It's just 3 hours of him like.
Really?
Yeah. Just him talking his stuff.
That sounds awesome.
It's crazy. He just talks about how he did a 100-mile run, just off the couch.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't run, but I'm gonna do this 100-mile.
That's the craziest
part. And he just does like. Crazy.
He just does it. Yeah.
Power of the mind's not a joke.
That's basically one big point of the book. It's like the only limits you can create are limits in your mind, really. So no. There was one thing they mentioned too. It was like he just did one of these runs and like he ended up breaking like a bunch of bones in his feet, and he just kept going. Like that's the thing. Like just controlling your mind. It's like, of course, it's pain. And he didn't even see a doctor afterwards. He just let it heal on its own or whatever. But
no, 100%.
That's the thing. It's just pushing through the pain.
Exactly. And like that, just speaking of that, like there's this UFC fighter 2 weeks ago, tore his ACL, MCL, LCL, and one more. Something in the last weight-bearing thing in the knee in the first round and fought all 5. And it's like, how, like...
Wait, really?
Fought all 5 rounds. Like Thiago Santos against John Jones. It's like how, like anybody would say that's not possible, but it happened. And it's, to me, that just points to the power of like, I want to win this fucking fight.
So it went the distance and like
went the distance decision. Yeah, he lost, but
I mean,
split decision.
If he would have won,
but it was still a split decision. Meaning one judge had it to him,
Oh
to the other guy. So yeah, just the stuff like that always like kind of switches me mentally. It's a crazy story. You could really do a lot.
I had no idea about that, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, crazy. But you've been doing Krav Maga, right? I heard you're a master black belt.
I dabble. No, We for the Nuggets, we went. It was like a conditioning thing. We just went on a Friday. It was like a 1-hour class. Like, real basic, but it was fun. Like learning new stuff, getting out of the gym and getting another type of workout in. But yeah, I wouldn't say I know Krav Maga.
Oh, you've been talking a lot.
I mean, I could hold my own in a fight, definitely. But
Oh my god,
Krav Maga,
too funny.
it's a work in progress.
You do that for the Nuggets? You said every Friday they do.
Yeah, so
some
we've done different things. Like we went to Red Rocks, the amphitheater in Denver. It's like
I heard that's
so
beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just went one Friday, and it's just this massive amphitheater, maybe like 150, 200 like rows of seats. But alongside it are these stairs, and we'll just go run stairs, and it's a butt kicker, but it's a great workout.
Yeah.
It's great to get out of the gym too, and just get a different type of workout.
It
in.
keeps your mind fresh too.
Yeah.
Just getting different types of, and good cardio.
Exactly.
Damn. Yeah,
Especially at altitude too. On top of it all.
Is that a real thing?
Yes. 100%.
So you guys have like a very big advantage when
Yeah.
you play at home,
Mm-hmm.
and when you play on the road because you're better conditioned.
Yeah. No, because it travels with you too. The one difficult thing that comes with it is after like long road trips, we'll be gone for like maybe 10, 12 days sometimes on the road, and they'll come back, and there have been occasions where you have to like reacclimate to it. But,
Yeah,
I mean, over the course of the season, it definitely is. Yeah, it definitely plays in our hand.
definitely. And so just bouncing off that a little bit, like people might think I'm ignorant for this, but like, because I know y'all make good money playing the NBA. I get it. Make great money, like get to play basketball, but you're on the road. How long throughout from October to June ideally?
Season wise,
That's a long, like, that's a long commitment, and to not like if you're in your 30s and you like want to start a fan, like you can't really do that or be there for it's like there's so much difference. The traveling just got to wear on you too, and I don't want to say you're ungrateful or anything, but like, that's just something I always think about. Like it'd be great to have all that money and like play basketball, but all that traveling, you're like
100%. No, with an 82 game season, you means 41 of those games are going to be on the road. So, I mean, you're bouncing around, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, and I think that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like it comes down to, I mean, if you're really passionate about it, like if you love the game, it makes it easy. But,
true.
It definitely is a long season, but I mean, it's basketball. Like there are worse things in life than traveling around and getting in the gym every day. Like it's a good deal for sure.
Yeah. 80, is that too long, do you think? Haven't they talking about shortening it?
I don't know. I've heard different discussions about it. I think it's a good amount, to be honest.
You think you're happy with that?
Yeah, I think it's a good number. Yeah.
I just think it'd be tough if you I think it should be less, to be honest, but I think it'd be tough if you switched it with like all the records and like all the stats, and it kind of gets all hazy and
out of whack a little bit.
Because what LeBron before this year was playing 115 games every year for the past 8 years because he played all the playoffs.
No, that's true.
Like preseason. That's a lot.
Yes. Yeah, and then over really not that short of a period of time too. Like or not long of a period of time.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty condensed season in terms of back-to-backs every other day, plus the travel on top of it too. It definitely adds up with the playoffs on top of it as well.
I got a question for you because when I was playing in my AAU, back in the day, back-to-backs like are tough. So, but like sometimes I can't get up for every game. So are there games where you're just kind of like. Whew, I'm gassed right now. Like, is that a thing, or are you like really like the adrenaline pumping for every game?
There are definitely times,
right?
Because I mean, the toughest ones are where you're traveling between, like you're flying that same night, getting in super late, and then it was like that too in the G League for me as well. There were because the travel situations aren't quite the same as the NBA level, of course, as would be expected.
You put that so nicely.
So there were times like we'd play one night in one city, and then because obviously we're not chartering flights, we'd have to wake up like 4 a.m. the next day, catch a commercial flight, have a layover, catch another flight. There was one game, I can't remember where it was or who we were playing against, but I think we probably got to the hotel like after leaving at 4 a.m, at like 2 p.m. or something. And then 2 hours later, we had to go to the gym, getting ready for this game. Like it's very condensed with that, which makes it tough.
Yeah,
but,
that's tough.
I mean, at the same time, it is good just because it does replicate the same schedule of the NBA season. But I mean, it's definitely difficult to try to. Because I mean, after games too, you're just so wired sometimes. Like with the adrenaline flow, and it's hard to like while your body is physically tired, mentally it's just like it's hard to fall asleep right away. So you're losing those hours on top of all the travel coming as well.
Definitely. So I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Yeah, that'll wear on you
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. So back in, like, how was I don't know how much you can speak on this, but the two-way contract, because you're on a two-way, which means you're playing in, like, you can go back and forth between the G League and the league.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's basically you're splitting time between the G League and the NBA team.
So who decides like how much time you split? Like,
so with the two-way,
I don't really understand how they work.
It's a 45-day is the cap, like for the two-way of time you can spend with the NBA team. So usually it's the front office that's kind of monitoring that and like trying to be smart, divvying up days, I guess, in terms of when it would make more sense to have you out versus have you with the G League team. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of travel back and forth with that, but I mean, it's an incredible opportunity. That's kind of the way I look at it.
No, definitely. But so you said 45 days. You can only be with the Nuggets for 45 days, or
so that's the 45 days only kick in during the G League season. So there are bookend days on top of that. So before like the first day of practice for the G League team and after the last game of the season, because the NBA season starts before and ends after, and including playoffs as well.
Right.
So the 45 days only are counted during that period, I guess, when the G League season is going. But yeah, there's a 45-day is the cap.
Okay, that makes sense. How many guys are on a two-way?
2 players per team.
2 players per team.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for this. Switching gears a bit. You bought anything ignorant? We were talking about this a bit the other day, but you know, you haven't like really splurged on yourself or anything.
I don't know. I
you're in the NBA. Buy something you're gonna look back on and be like, damn, I was stupid.
Man. That would make for a very funny story, definitely. I haven't found anything that really like has gotten me too excited about that just yet.
Massage chair.
We were talking about the massage chair. That would be, I mean, like, to be honest though, like, it's kind of practical at the same time. Like,
but can't you just get massages from, like, don't they have?
I mean, there is like
a Nuggets facility.
Yeah, you definitely can. But I mean, at
massage
home, like,
chair.
down. I mean, it's not a bad idea. That might be the move.
Might just like you just see it in the corner. You're like why did I do that? Like, that's
a good point.
That was so silly. You need something like that. You haven't bought a car. You haven't bought nothing. Huh? What'd you say to me? You're like I bought like a $90 shirt. I was like, like, come on, T.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the massage chair will be that. Maybe something else. I don't know. But
that would be so funny. I'm gonna have to get out there and get a massage in that chair.
For anytime.
For sure. No, I'll be up there. I'll be up there 100%. You ever like just pinch yourself? Like, damn, I'm in the NBA.
Pretty much every day, to be
really?
Honest. Like because this is something, like I said, I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember, and like to get to go to the gym and like, you're playing with the best of the best.
Yeah, man.
In the world, like, with the best coaching staffs, like the best facilities. It's for
in
me,
the world.
Like, loving in the world. Yeah, for me, like loving basketball as much as I do. It is the top of the top, and that's a dream. Yeah, so I definitely do have to pinch myself pretty much every day because it's just one of those things. It's. I think it could be easy to take for granted just because at a certain point it does get so routine.
Yeah,
but you definitely do want to enjoy it and cherish it because it's a special deal.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. No, that's amazing. You had like a welcome to the NBA moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm playing against him, or like I watched him on TV the past 15 years. Like,
I think so. One of our first preseason games of last season, we played the Lakers. It was LeBron's first game, I think, for the Lakers. Of course, it was a preseason game, but it was still a game regardless.
Right.
But I remember just before the game, like we were going through layup lines or whatever, and I was turning the corner like to go back around. I don't know if it was a layup line or the rebounding line, but it was like, yep, that's LeBron over there. Like, just like thinking like, oh yeah, I might have to go guard him in a real NBA game. It was like, it's just crazy, like, because growing up, you see, because he's been playing in the NBA for basically as long as I can remember, and playing at an extremely high level, and now like to be potentially on that stage with him is that was probably the moment. It was just like, wow, like this is really happening. So.
Yeah, dude, that's that's giving me chills over here. Like just looking across the court and seeing Bron.
Oh yeah,
like what?
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. But you get to work with Jokic a lot too, right?
Yeah,
that's gotta be big for you.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's the best I've ever played against. Easily.
Really, easily, you said?
He's got game. That's the thing too. He just understands the game so well, better than anyone I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll be walking through plays and he'll be telling everyone where to go, and like offensively he's directing traffic and defensively too. Like
Where do you think that comes from? Like, do you think he just has that? Do you think he's just born with that, or like?
I know he had been playing professional basketball for a very long period of time, like from a young age. I mean, he played soccer a lot growing up, which I've heard like played into it, which wouldn't make sense just in terms of like understanding like spatially like where to find pockets for passes or making reads off defenders. But yeah, I think a lot of it just comes from experience, and I don't know. I mean, it's hard to describe. I'm sure there definitely is some sort of innate factor in terms of just his vision and his just physical, natural capabilities. But yeah, I mean, he's incredible, and he's a lot of fun to play against. He kicked my butt more than a few times, but I mean, it's great. Like I couldn't imagine a better guy to learn from. And I mean, he's such just a humble, very down to earth guy, and he's like giving me pointers and such.
That's
like,
so nice.
Yeah, so it's incredible to have a guy like that. Like
He's probably the best center in the league.
I think you're right. Yeah,
his vision's insane. I love watching him play. Like when he throws a no look pass, there's something about that.
It's so routine too. Is a crazy thing. Like it's just. It gets to a certain point where it's like, oh, another no-look pass from – there was one stat, too, about him, I think, from not this previous season but the past one. But he ended up having – it probably did happen this past season as well. But as a center, he had more triple-doubles than he had dunks in the entire season, which is just awesome, I think. Like, that's the coolest stat I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, that is incredible.
More triple-doubles than dunks.
Yes.
He plays grounded for sure.
He does, but he gets
that's
it done.
That's how you make for a long career. I feel like.
Yeah, no. I mean, in terms of wear and tear, I guess that's a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, he plays at a very high level, and he plays it his way. I mean, he's very methodical, very patient, and obviously it works really well for him.
Yeah, I'm sure you take a lot from that too.
Oh, for sure.
Just practicing against him.
Yeah.
You get to guardman practice and stuff?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. Like, especially now in the summer is the best part. Last summer we kind of did it. He would pull me over. We play one-on-one.
No shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's just like for him to do that for a rookie he doesn't even know is just like, it was very, very cool, I think. And like I said, I mean, I couldn't imagine a better guy to learn from.
Yeah. That's. Do you think this U would smoke you from last year?
Oh, for sure.
You guys play one-on-one?
That's the craziest thing, too. It's like, oh, you mean like me compared to myself as a player last season?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's, I mean, it's like, it's encouraging, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Because, I mean, I felt like I was confident in my abilities after my senior year at UCLA, and now I feel like I've made big strides in my game coming off of it. I mean, it's good. It's moving in the right direction, so.
And you got to meet J. Cole. I seen that. That's the one. Remember that? Remember when you sent me that? I was so upset.
Yes, that's the only reason I sent you to you. I knew I had to get a picture with him so I could send you that photo. No, that's the thing. So we were playing in Plug Pavilion at UCLA. It was like late at night. We were just getting shots up, and he was just on one of the side hoops. He was just balling. He had one of his boys there rebounding, and the coolest thing too was like, he had like a little Bluetooth speaker. He was playing his own stuff, like just rocking out, hooping. Crazy. Like he had some game too. So, but yeah, I got that photo with him and said what's up. And he's a good dude. So it was a cool little experience. He
didn't ask you for the pic?
Nah, I had to go seek that out. It was worth it though. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, and I saw you with Kanye. Man, I'm gonna embed these pictures too so people can see him. I seen you out there, T.
You know, I mean that's the thing with UCLA. Like it's so central and so well known. Like. And yeah, I mean, it's in terms of basketball history, there are guys that want to come use these facilities, use these gyms. So it's great to be able to see guys like that. And with the pickup, the runs we have at UCLA.
Wait, so do you get to play in those? Because those are legendary now.
Legendary. The best come through. So the setup is, it's the UCLA Student Activity Center gym. It's the old men's gym where the team used to practice when John Wooden was the coach. And so there are 3 courts just lined up next to one another. And there have been days over there where it's just 7 teams going on those 3 courts. There's a team that's off that has to rotate in, but I mean it's just straight NBA players and the UCLA guys, which is, I mean, it's perfect. Like you're playing against the cream of the crop, and while at the same time you're playing with your team at UCLA, like I mean, it's to build the chemistry with one another while also playing against
the best in the world.
Yeah,
like actually.
Yeah. So I mean, it was always a fun deal. I'm hoping to get out there sometime this week. So we'll see.
How long you back for?
Probably about a week more. So. I need to
Dang,
get out there quick. Yeah.
You're not here very often.
Nah.
But you got work to take care of.
Exactly.
What you went paddleboarding today, right?
Paddleboarding. Yeah.
I was trying to get a pic from you, but I would love to see you on a stand-up paddleboard.
Man, I was moving out there. It's a struggle. That's the thing too. I think like with the board, it's like not really big enough for a guy my size. Like it's a big board,
Yeah.
but like I feel like proportionally it's just
not made
not
for that.
like no. But I mean, it's fun. Like it's good to get out there, and it's a good workout at the same time. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. What else you been doing while you've been home?
Going to the beach a lot, working
Yeah.
out, just kind of doing the same thing I've done in Denver in terms of workouts, but just going to the beach and hanging out with family. That's
Yeah.
really been the only change.
So are they like have you on a strict like strength program, or maybe more so as a rookie, I would assume? But
right now it's a little different. Like prior to summer league, it was like when we were home, they gave us a program where we stuck to that. But right now it's basically I'm sticking with what they've told us. They haven't given us like a very solid schedule they've wanted us to execute, but I've just kind of tried to stay consistent with the stuff they've given us before.
working out at the big club,
Yeah.
spec,
The spec.
the spec.
Oh yeah.
Everybody works out there. I don't really know. Like, I was a bunch of NBA players in there. Just because there's a full court gym,
I think so. Yeah.
can't you get access to gyms easily though? I never
That's the
understood
thing.
that.
I don't know I mean, it's a great gym, and
Yeah.
I think the fact that it has the NBA lines painted on might be another big positive with it. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's Miracosta, there's a bunch of high schools,
Yeah.
middle schools around, but
More
maybe it's just
privacy.
accessibility. It's probably easier because it's constantly open. Like, rather than you probably have to know somebody to get into one of those gyms is probably the biggest selling point I could see for
Yeah,
spec.
yeah, but you've been going there forever.
Oh yeah, day one.
That's home. Yeah, man. Shit, I used to be in and out of there, but I retired.
I'm gonna bring you back.
I retired. If you want the work,
The return tour, Johnny Novo.
T. So who's like the best player you played against, like in those open runs?
And those,
Yeah.
man,
It's been a lot. Huh?
I mean, LeBron came through, Kyrie, Russ. Pretty much everybody has been there at least once or twice. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely seen some impressive performances by those guys. Remember, I think it was Kyrie one time we were playing. Then, I mean, he was just working on his floaters, it seemed, one day. But, like, he shot them from everywhere. Like, inside the three-point line, it was going up, but it was going in is the thing, too.
The floater,
like,
you said?
Right hand, left hand, off the glass, straight in. Yeah, I mean, that's
He's
the thing.
so
like,
skilled.
Yeah. So it's great to be able to, with those runs, be able to see, like, those high-level guys up close and get to play against them, get to pick their brains a little bit. So
yeah, even just like see how they move and the space.
Yeah.
The spacing's probably way different than
Yeah.
college too, right?
Definitely.
Because you can't play a zone. And they can't
you
play.
can. Like, it's
Do you
difficult.
guys play zone?
We didn't last year. There have been times like where we've seen teams play zone, but it's just hard because of the defensive three and the key.
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
can't let someone sit around the basket for defensive purposes. So, but yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest. That was the biggest change for me going from playing at UCLA to playing in the NBA is the defensive three and the key and the wider key. I mean, you have to cover a lot more ground a lot quicker.
It's a wider key.
It's a little bit wider. I'm not sure what the
that.
actual dimensions are in terms of the addition, but it's a little bit wider. And the NBA three-point line obviously being a couple of steps further. There's so much more space to cover. So, yeah, it's definitely different.
I didn't know that they were that different. Like
I mean, it's not like, I mean, logistically, it's basically the same thing. There's just bits and tweaks here
Yeah.
and there, I guess. But, yeah, it definitely makes it different. I mean, of course, with that spacing coming along with incredible players that can shoot, they will make shots in your face
From
even if you're
anywhere,
there. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a thing. Like, it kind of is. It adds it on top of it, I guess.
yeah. So like after hoop wise, when the hoop's all said and done, satisfied with the career, where do you see yourself going? Like doing?
I don't really know. That's kind of the thing. I don't really know what I want to do right now. I mean, that's the thing. Like you said,
You're so
hopefully,
in it, yeah.
hopefully it can be a very long career. I can play for as long as I can. But then afterwards, yeah, like that's the thing. I could see myself being interested in like coaching or working for an office or staying around the game somehow. But I think at the same time, I could see myself wanting to like kind of do my own thing, do something else and get away and from the game, that is, and find a different passion and roll with it. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, I think that hopefully there will be some options, but yeah, it's just kind of taking it day by day and enjoying this while I can. And then, of course, I do want to try to be proactive and try to figure some things out for myself. So when that day comes, I'll be a little bit more prepared. But,
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, hopefully.
I feel like you'd be a good front office guy.
Yeah, I think that'd be a pretty sweet gig. Because yeah, I mean it's staying around the game and like
Yeah.
that's like I said, I could definitely see myself like just not wanting to leave, like just wanting to be like, man, like I can't imagine my life without it. So I think that'd be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, man. What'd you major in at UCLA?
Economics at UCLA. So,
that would help then.
I think so, right?
What was that like being a student athlete? Was it because I had one of my buddies who went to SC and he's like, it was really not as hard as everybody says.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, I think the most difficult thing about it is just time management. I think that's kind of the thing everyone says, but I think it's so true because, I mean, of course, you got your practice schedule, you got your lifts, your travel, games. I mean, there's always kind of something going on while you're playing for the team, and then on top of it, going through your classes and trying to hold a social life as well. Like, you gotta be.
Yup.
I mean, you got to be efficient with just the time you get. You can't just really be spending time like just laying around. That's kind of the way I saw it, at least.
Right.
So,
but it was manageable.
Yeah. I think so. It's just if you're, I guess if you recognize that coming in that you want to just be efficient with it. Yeah, I think if you know about that and are trying to utilize that, then it's manageable.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a bunch of mixed things about it, but yeah, it's as long as you manage it well, it sounds like it's very doable. Yeah, very doable. Why'd you pick econ?
I think so. I actually took a class at Loyola, an econ class. I really liked it. And
who taught it?
Brian Held.
Oh, I thought
Mr.
it was
Held.
me, Coach Adams. I thought you set me up for a lob there.
It was. Oh man, I wish I could. I took his African American Studies class, which was awesome.
T.
So I took that class and really enjoyed it. And I just kind of went into UCLA not really knowing that was the avenue I wanted to take, but took some more classes and really continued to enjoy it and just kind of rolled with it. And I'm glad I did.
And then I have a general question because I went to USC. Why can't we get any like good recruits? Like, why is our basketball program shit? I don't understand that because we're like a prestigious school. Like, I don't understand why people wouldn't want to go. Is it the coaching? Like, what is it?
No, I think USC's done a great job. Like, they have very talented players, and I think they've year after year. I think Coach Enfield's done a good job of like developing that program. I think they've been doing really well recently. But I mean, I think a big part of it is like understanding what success is at the college level. Like, I mean, it's hard to go from like to transform your program to that next level to where you're competing for a championship every year. I mean, at the same time too, with the nature of the tournament, you get 68 teams in there. You have to win 6, maybe 7 games to win it all. Like, the best team isn't going to win year after year. That's just the fact of the matter, and that's kind of why it's such a draw. But I mean, that's kind of the thing. I think they're doing a great job, and they have a lot of talented guys there. It's just, I don't know. It's not an overnight thing at the same time too.
But we had like a OJ Mayo. We had some talent for a second. Now we just, I mean, no hate. Those are my guys over there. But I'm just, But how was your tournament experience? 'Cause you were in there 2 years.
Made the tournament 3 years. Made the Sweet 16 twice. The tournament is unlike anything else because that's kind of the thing too. Like I said before, I mean, it's 68 teams in a single elimination tournament. Like, if you lose one game, your season is done just like that. There's no like, that's just it, you know?
So, like, you got to get so nervous before, especially like if I was a 1 seed, I would not want any part of a 16 seed that has nothing to lose.
The UMBC.
I would not want any part of them.
That's what's so awesome about everything too. Like, you get these teams that are just out there firing. And in a game of basketball, I think too, it's like, if it was a 7-game series like it is in the NBA, like the best team, I mean, like, but with this, when it's a single game, like if you can get a couple guys that are just shooting the ball well, then everything changes. You know, that's kind of the beauty of it. But the tournament was special. Like I said, the finality of it, like, it makes you appreciate it. It makes you work that much harder in terms of your film and your preparation to really like just be locked in and focused to leave everything out there, because you don't want to lose a game and be like, man, if only I could have done this more, or if I would have read this up in our pregame report and done it a little better in the game. So and with the adrenaline rushes that come with it, knowing that you got a shot to win it all, and it was a fun time.
What's your best memory from it?
From the tournament?
Do you have one?
I think, that's tough, actually. I think every win in the tournament is just so special, just kind of knowing that you get to play another game. Like, and making it to the second weekend was awesome too. Like, so you get those extra week of practices in. Like, because before you don't know, like I said, like you could just be done. Like, but my freshman year was when we played St. Mary's. No, not St. Mary's. It was what's the school in Texas? It's like the Mustangs. I can't remember. SMU. Yes.
I got you. I'm here for you.
Appreciate it. So we played them. It was the first round, and that was the game where we were down, I think, by like 8 or 9 points with a minute or two to go. We ended up getting back, turned into a one-possession game, and Bryce Alford, one of our shooting guards, shoots a three. One of their big guys goes up thinking that it's like going to be a bad miss and like deflects it like before the ball was going to hit the rim. And watching the replay, it looked like the ball was most likely just going to bounce on the rim. I don't know what it could have been. Like, could have bounced in, could have bounced out. But I mean, he tipped it beforehand, so it was a goaltending call that was made. So we ended up getting those 3 points and ultimately won the game in a large part because of that. But I mean, that was just special. Like, I mean, it was obviously very controversial, and you hate to see it for the other team. Like, that's not an easy way to go out. But in terms of just, like, that's with all like the magical adrenaline flying already and to be able to win a game in the tournament, it was my freshman year was my first tournament game. To be able to get a win there was, man, special, very special.
Yeah, definitely. Damn, freshman year too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's you were starting freshman year?
I came off the bench.
Rotation now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then how about that game against Kentucky? That's the one I always remember for you. Not in the tournament, but I think they were at Poly. They were like number one. You had like 21-11.
That was a fun game.
Oh my God, the city was buzzing.
We had to redeem ourselves from the previous season. They smoked us pretty bad. We played them in Chicago. They had a great team, and we had an off night. That's probably an easy way to put it, but we didn't play well, and they played very well. So we had to redeem ourselves then at that game at Poly, and we got the dub, so that's what counts.
And then you played him. Didn't you play him in the tournament too when they had De'Aaron Fox? Was that? Yeah.
So we played him the following season. We played him at their place, beat him there, and then we played him in the tournament, but they got us there. So
that's so fresh, bro. So you can't get a game back after that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a one and out. So yeah.
Yes, damn. So what's been your favorite college hoop memory? The first tournament game, the SMU game.
First tournament game was fun. I think honestly winning at Kentucky was pretty special.
That doesn't happen for a lot of people.
I heard too that I don't remember who told me, but it was like that was the only time that Kentucky's ever lost at home when they were ranked number 1 in the country.
They were number 1 in the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like got to be one of the toughest games to play, let alone win.
Their fans are serious too. Like, they get after you pretty well. So it was a fun atmosphere, and to walk out of there with a win was ooh.
Like, what kind of stuff are they saying?
That's the thing. I don't really like actively pay attention to it, so I don't know if I could recall anything off the top of my head.
But sometimes you can't. Like, you just hear things, right?
Of course. No, so there definitely were some obscene things said. I can't remember specifically. I don't know if I can name anything on air right now, but I mean, that's the thing. They're so passionate about their team, passionate about basketball, and they want them to win. They want you guys to lose. So that was kind of the beauty of it, and it made it that much sweeter, I thought, when we won.
Damn, that's crazy, man. So even in the league, when people are heckling you, do you?
It's not. I think.
Or does that not happen as often?
It's different. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think in the league, like, it's more player centered, like more of the superstar guys that will draw that negative attention, from what I've seen at least. So it still comes, but I wouldn't say at the same level of a college game. I think in a college game, it's much more. I don't know if personal is the right word, but just in terms of the fan base, it seems like it's just different in terms of the connectedness. Not to say that NBA
it's more the team and the players.
Yeah.
Because like, how many real Warriors fans are there? Like probably.
My
probably
gosh.
Not that many. But that's insane. So proud of you, man. You came so far. St. Lawrence Martyr.
There's a lot of work left to be done, but it's been fun.
Man, yeah. Do you ever like look back and be like, shit, I went through a lot.
Like, kind of thinking too, like going from when I was in 8th grade and then going into my freshman year at Loyola, I grew 7 inches over that year, which was crazy.
Wait, 8th grade to freshman year, you grew 7 inches?
I was 6'2" at the start of 8th grade, 6'9" the first day I walked on campus at Loyola. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what. I was just eating everything, drinking a ton of milk. Man.
I'm still waiting on my growth spurt.
It's coming. Don't worry. Drink your milk, eat your broccoli, you'll be good. All right. So But the funny thing is too, just with that, like when you grow that much in that short of a period of time, like I was skinny as all heck. I think I weighed $175, maybe.
Bro, 6'9",
Oh yeah,
$175.
big hair. I was, and I'm just about as uncoordinated as could be. Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, with that, it just, I guess, helped open doors for me basketball wise, and I try to do my best to take advantage of it and keep getting better. And yeah, it's funny to kind of think back of it. Like that really was what, maybe like, I'm curious how long ago that was. Maybe like 9 years ago.
Freshman year?
Yeah.
Let's see.
8 years ago.
Probably like that was 2011, 2010,
Yeah,
2010, 2011.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Yeah, that's
a
a good point.
long
It's like,
time ago.
Yeah. Which is wild to think back. Like we're 8 years or 4 years out of graduating high school now, but yeah, it's just it's humbling, I guess, just to have known like that kid was the one that was in the backyard every day trying to play one-on-one against Henry, dreaming about being in a position like this. I think it helps me appreciate it more too, just kind of knowing where I came from and knowing that at the same time I've got a lot of work left to do.
Yeah, man. I'm like, imagine where you'll be in the next 9 years, and then look back here and be like, damn, I was a baby.
Hopefully, man. That's what we're working for.
Nah,
So.
man. You keep working your ass off. I'm not worried about you. You know. T, thanks for coming on, dog. We did damn near an hour now.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I think it's been like 55 minutes.
Really?
55 minutes, yeah. So.
I'm just getting warmed up, man. I thought
Man.
we were. No, I'm good. No, this has been honestly. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming. I know it's not easy to sit down and talk.
You're my dog. Come on.
I know.
Man.
I'm just saying.
This is just
like,
chopping it up.
I
This is
know.
easy.
I appreciate you, man. so thanks for coming. Tom Welsh.
My guy. Thanks for having
Appreciate
me.
you. Thanks for coming.